Hey everyone, it's Robert from Netscape. Today we have two special guests, and they are
Gina from Rise to Rhythm, and this is
Farnaz, Gina's mom.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are here at the Museums of Burlington, and as you can see from the sign, Eat, Make, Share. It's a new exhibit. And today we wanted to talk more about the love of food, the culture, your journey to Canada, and then your journey through food.
We moved to Canada, let's say about 9 years ago. And to be honest, at that time, everything was perfectly brought to us. But we were thinking about was about future. And the Gina was about, let's say, maybe some changes in our life. And it's been real, quite a bit of a challenge. Yeah, it was hard. It moved. We're so nice. Everything was so amazing in Canada. But of course, as you said, one of the biggest challenges that we had here was missing our food.
That must be a new challenge because I remember when we came to Canada, probably I was younger than Gina, but our family food from Malaysia, it was the same thing. Although we had Chinatown. You don't have Persian town or Iranian town, right?
Yeah, especially in America, we don't have that. In Norfolk and Richmond, there are a lot. Yeah, there's super amazing there, and there are a lot of grocery stores and restaurants and things like that. But
It's quite a drive, isn't it?
yeah, I wasn't even missing Iranian food.
Oh,
So something around
what are your favorite memories for yourself growing up? From your mother or your grandmother? Yeah.
Strongest memories, to be honest, from Iran. I think it is the same for every single Iranian. Is eating with our grandparents and our family. Yeah, because you know that in Iran, eating food is not just about eating. It is about spending time together. It is about culture, tradition, respecting elders, and
Hopefully she respects elders.
I try.
She does. I'm sure she does. She's a very talented young lady.
In Iran, because it takes a lot of time and patience to cook. So when you cook something for someone and make dishes for someone, it means that you're showing them your respect, your love, and care that you have towards each other. So yeah, it is a thing that we miss about food in Iran a lot. Yeah.
Did your grandmother or mother pass on to you certain recipes, or was it just that you were in the kitchen and therefore you absorbed that information?
In Iran, recipes are passing down through generations. So yeah, a lot of times you cannot find it in the Google. It is impossible. Yeah.
And a lot of them existed before Google, right?
Exactly. Well, and now they don't. Yes, they don't upload anything to Google.
We have to complain to them. We'll start a new app. She could probably start watching her.
If I make something, and my friend does at home, exactly the same dish, they are different. This is because I have learned from my mom or from my mom,
So you can add your touches, your personal, or your traditions, your own family
exactly.
traditions.
A little bit of spice differences, herbs, dried vegetables, something like that. It's very tiny, it is very subtle, but it makes a huge difference.
Right.
So this is what makes the food special in Iran.
Do you find now that you're passing on to Gina, or Gina, is it the same interaction?
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's definitely different in the way that it's being passed down because we're not in Iran anymore. I think that, sometimes I'm on call with my grandma and she's also a very good cook. I very much have a lot of memories of her cooking in Iran as well. I was always at her house. And, there's definitely some recipes that she's passed on to me or that she's passed on to me. Even my dad, like everyone is a great cook in my family, honestly. Like it's really good. But yeah, I think maybe not specific recipes, but just the way of how they handle food is definitely something that's been slowly.
What are some sample dishes or recipes that you kind of interact in, both of you?
Kebab.
Yeah, I was gonna say kebab. Yeah, that's a big one. I think just literally like a couple days ago, we were at a picnic outside, and that's also something that that's something that like I think a lot of Persians just tend to do in Canada because we love to go outside, and it's
Hopefully it wasn't too cold.
no, it did start raining bad, but anyways, we made it work.
Yeah,
we made it work.
exactly.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, kebab is a big one. We literally always have it, especially for outside and the weather's nice. Also like juje kebab, it's basically just chicken breast.
How do you say that?
Juje kebab, yeah. And it's like been marinated in a bunch of stuff, and that's my personal favorite. I love juje kebab. And of course, we always have it with rice or bread. So
Type of stews, of course.
Different type of
Stews.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like what kind of different?
Let's say different type of vegetables.
Are
And
you a creative chef? Or you have your traditions, but then you throw in something that says grandma won't know.
I cannot say that I'm really a good chef. I'm not. I don't call myself that. My mom was and is. She was even better than me, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I try my best. Especially when we invited guests. In our culture, it is very important to serve your guests as best as you can. It is very, very important for culture. For hospitality. So we do our best. Always for guests. We do everything. Yeah, and have fun at our place.
That's kind of the beauty of you sharing this information.
Yeah.
It's also like in our culture, it's also very similar.
Oh.
Although there are some Asian cultures that just want to show off. My mom came from a wealthier family.
Oh.
My father came from very grassroots and things. So I find I have the nice blend that, to be real with people as opposed to, oh yeah, this is the best dish. You find your authenticity through your food and hosting all of your friends and family.
Yeah, we try to find balance between that. Yeah. Not a yes, because if you're in trouble for and of course having them fun at our place.
Do you find, because you're here in Burlington, it's very difficult to find original ingredients, so do you have to improvise, or where do you usually shop? for anyone who wants to know where you shop your secrets.
Usually we shop, finding authentical ingredients is sometimes hard. Yeah, especially. But here in Burlington, we shop at grocery store, which is called Mir. And it's a grocery store, and we really love that because it's about bread.
Oh,
In Iran, bread has a very special value. It is not just about food. It is about respecting nature. It is something like that. It is about respecting trees and the kind of ground that they had.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so bread is something that is always on our house. We always serve it. And so a similar as a very best recipe. That's why we have Iran.
You mentioned that food tied into nature, tied into the whole ecosystem, and how we need to respect that. Sometimes in North America, it's so automated and everything, what's the fastest, cheapest way we can serve people? But there seems to be a big trend towards respecting nature. Do you find that for yourself? I mean, you're from a different generation than us, but
yeah, for sure. I think also with, like my mom said, like with Persian stews, there's so many different types of vegetables. And it's like when you integrate all of that, you can't help but think where it originally came from, like the primary source of it. So I think that's something worth noting. And also with the entire concept of bread not just being what it is, but I think it also is a good symbol for sharing. I think in our house, anytime we're having breakfast together, there's always this really big flat bread. We call it the tough tonight. Yeah, something like that. And it's not like toast where we each have our own piece. It's like a very large circular flat bread, and we just share it. We each take a little bit. So I think that's also something.
That's really nice. It's a communal experience
Yes.
to be able to everyone share the food, being hosted, whether it's yourself or a different family, and that you can nurture your body, but you can also nurture your friends, your family. What about junk food?
Okay, this is my deal.
Yeah. If there's Iranian or Persian junk food.
So,
Or she mixed the cheese inside something. I don't know.
I think so. For my personal experience, when we were in Iran, my grandma had a cabinet in her house, in her kitchen, and it was purely dedicated to me. You know the one I'm talking about. It was like she's so sweet. She had like so many snacks, so many sweets. It was so much. It was always filled to the brim. And anytime we would travel somewhere, like by car or anything, she would always have a little bag full of it for me. And I think, yeah, honestly, like purely Persian snacks, I'm not sure, but obviously, I think every single culture has their own spin on the very like general snacks. There's chips and Cheetos and just like little cakes and sweets. There's been a lot of that in Iran. I think one of the big things that I used to really enjoy was like the really fluffy Cheetos. And like we obviously have that here as well, but like there's just like slight difference that makes it nostalgic in my opinion. But yeah, that's what John.
What about your husband? What kind of food is he like, and what do you make special things? Her eyebrows went up. No, are you kidding? No.
That's special things for me.
That's good. He eats whatever's on the table, right? Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes,
Gina said she's also.
it's very good cook. Yeah. And at this generation, it doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you're
It's it's like, oh.
I always do so. We help each other, yeah. And what he loves more than everything he loves. What is his favorite?
He has well,
You'll write that down now. Let's surprise him tonight, yeah.
no, any time my mom's at work and she doesn't have time to cook and he's the one cooking, I've noticed there's like a very clear rotation he goes through the type of food. So I think his favorite food is korma sabzi.
Oh.
So it's basically like a stew, and it has beans, it has dried vegetables, it has like meat.
Dry vegetables. We make it with dry vegetables because we
That's all we can.
Right, yeah. Because you have to cope with.
But yeah, it's fresh meat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's very like you add a lot of oil, or I think he adds.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
And but it tastes good. But we also have that with like white rice. I think that's his favorite food. But he's also very much into like different types of pasta. Like I think in Iran in general, we have like a lot of red pasta.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize pasta too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like with beef and like all types of vegetables. He also cooks that a lot. But that's his favorite.
My favorite or goofy memory of my father, he used to make fried noodles. But his take on it was he put ketchup. And then he stirred ketchup. We're trained very young as Asian kids to go, thank you, Father. Thank you. So that's like, thank you, Mommy, thank you, Dad. So in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this is disgusting. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you for cooking. I know. But as we grow up, we joke with them.
Yeah.
And it was also his pride. His ketchup stir-fried noodle. So these your husband doesn't do that. Although you might have the idea after looking at this. You must be so proud of Gina. We only known her for such a short time, and her initiative to come up with Rise to Rhythm, her desire to help others, especially those who may not always have the financial resource now, but to pass on that goodwill. You must be also very proud of your mom and your parents.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think just in general, it's not easy to immigrate. Obviously, it's such a big decision, and like when they chose to come here, I was really young. I didn't understand. And when we came, like initially, I was honestly kind of upset and mad because I didn't understand why we're here. But growing up and seeing what is becoming of the world now, I kind of understand like okay, maybe it was the best decision for my future. But no, yeah, I think it takes a lot of grit and like just so much power to leave everything you have behind and come here. So
I'm glad you had this chance to tell your mom because I didn't have the chance to come in. It's
of
because my
course,
mom
yeah.
had breast cancer.
Right.
And then we only really connected towards the more grown-up years. But this is beautiful to see the interaction, and that's part of culture. That's part of growing up. That's part of food. but also a mutual understanding and respect.
And Gina was a very strong girl too, of course. Yeah. And we know that it was so hard for her because you know that my mom and my dad were the people who were always supporting me with Gina. She was really young, and she was just 6 years old.
Yeah, 5 or 6. I was young.
And then she was always out of the place.
Oh,
So it
nice.
was so hard for them, and of course for her when she came here, when she was missing me so much, she started crying all the time. I wanted to chat with them, and then I know that she was a very strong girl.
Right now, the good thing is we also have technology that sometimes we can FaceTime or Zoom, even though it's still hard to find. Do you find that you have those opportunities to connect back virtually?
I think at the beginning we did, and then with some events happening in the world, it was obviously very difficult. At one point, there was like internet blackout, so we weren't able to talk to them for like a month, I would say.
Yeah.
But you know, like just the people in the community that is suffering with the same thing that we're going through, everyone kind of came hand in hand, and they were able to create like some applications and some websites that allow us to talk to them again. But yeah, I think now it's just starting to go back up again, and we're able to like text them or call them, which honestly is worth so much to all of us, obviously. But for someone like my mom was saying, like back in Iran, we lived in an apartment and we were on the first floor, and then that entire apartment was my mom's side of the family. Like it was her uncles, her aunts, her parents, and I was always everywhere. Like I was
The hot friend.
yeah, like I was honestly never with my
Gave you a lot of time off.
I was always with them. So I think just like suddenly coming here and then not understanding why, and then all of this started happening, it's obviously been a challenge, but you know.
Some things make us stronger. Some things also we cherish through memories, through food, through the interactions that you both agree. And you both communicate so beautiful towards each other. Not every child and parent have that interaction that they feel that they can share and talk. Do you think that's unique to the culture, or it's just unique to you?
Yeah, it's culture important. As I said before, in culture, I think elders is very, very important part of our culture and our tradition.
Yeah.
It is not acceptable, not at all, to disrespect elders.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that it is part about living through a new culture. You learn a lot of things. It gives you a very wide point of view
Yes.
about life overall. So you understand that what really matters in life. It is loving each other. It is showing respect, loving each other, caring about each other. It is the only thing that matters in life. Of course, we try our best, make money, we try our best to get a better job, get a better house. But at the end of the day, what is it? It is loving each other. And showing this love. We do not understand where we have left. Yeah, so I think both of them work together. Yeah, trying to grow up together.
That was beautiful. I'm not going to ask any more questions because I think that you just said something so that people need to process. But I would love future interviews. You guys, it's been so fun. And maybe the next time you're in teacher. Yes. And at least you can make ketchup kebabs. Oh, Gina's going, oh no. Is there anything you'd like to ask your mom or share or talk in the context of what we've just said?
I think just one thing I'd like to add is how she was saying, like coming to new criteria, it really like widens your perspective. As an only child, like I don't have any siblings. I have 2 cousins, but they're in a different country. So, you know, I don't really have that kind of people around me. So I think coming here, like it was really important to just rely on them, like my mom and my dad, because like that's the only family we really have. Like even right now, it's like the family we have here, some of them are in Kingston, they're far. There's some in Toronto, like we don't see them as often as we'd like to. And the others are like in completely separate continents. So, you know, I think just it's really important to see who you have around you and just appreciate them as much as you could.
2 wise women who live life. And this one's so young, but she has like past lives too. All good, all good. So, because this is dance game, we usually have a dance challenge.
Oh my
So
God.
we're gonna pose it to both of you. You can either challenge me to Persian dancing, or you can challenge us. What do you think?
I think with my time at Dancescape, I've been trying to expose myself to like the Latin culture. And there was the last episode we did of the interview, it was me and you.
Bachata we did.
I've been trying to immerse myself in that world. Honestly, I've kind of been distant from Persian dance, which I love Persian dance.
Yeah.
But you know, being here, like we don't dance as much as I hope we could.
Yeah.
But like going back to Iran with like the gatherings we have, there's
Always
dancing.
Oh.
There's always
There you
music
go.
and dancing. It's such a big thing. And like anytime we visit home, it's like you will see both of us on the dance floor. Like it's a whole thing.
I gotta
Yeah.
see this. I'll join you. Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Oh. You want more than that? Okay. Okay, and okay, go for it. Go for it. You want me to pop?
Okay, you move your hand, move your shoulders, you like knock it up and down.
And let's stand up.
Oh my God,
So let's stand up. Okay, let's go towards stand up.
Okay. And then the feet is a lot of like
Oh.
just kind of step.